Oh, we're rolling. Hello to all of my peeps. It is so good to see you here today. From my chair, episode 100, I guess. 100, yes, 100. There. I finally said it. I've been here for 100 episodes and I finally said it. It's a crime now. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a lot of fun, I think. I'm going to have me a guest star. It's going to be fun, like I said. In fact, we're going to celebrate this because it's so fun for a few weeks. I'm Caleb, the cameraman, as you know, and I'd like to introduce you to the star from my chair, my mom, Miss Edge.
Hello to all of my... Yes?
I already did that.
Okay. Well, I'd like to introduce you to my handsome
It's okay, I did that too.
Okay, wow. So then I'm guessing that you have the lesson for the week for all of my peeps, yes?
Not unless you want to wait a couple years.
Ah, okay.
So, no ma'am. We're gonna do something different. We're gonna have some fun this week.
Oh wow, it's been a long time since we've had some fun, hasn't it?
So our first segment is called A Look Back. And I'm gonna play some music real quick and I'm gonna drink my water and look like an absolute professional. Okay, and we're back. That was a good break. I think I got my throat cleared and everything. Did a couple push-ups, warm-ups. So, I have a list of questions to ask you.
Okay.
About From My Chair.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I think so. I hope so.
Number one, where did the title come from?
The title, okay, From My Chair. Actually, Pastor, Dad, he came up with it. I was injured in March of 2020. And I was basically just laying on the couch or laying in bed because my hips, injured my hips and things as I fell. And so I really couldn't stand a whole lot for very long. It was very, very, very painful. And when he came up with this idea to do these, there was no way I was standing long enough to do these. So we were at the church and kicking some things around, some ideas, and we needed a title for it. And he's like, you know what? Just call it, Lessons from My Chair or Sunday School from My Chair. And then he's like, no, let's shorten that. Let's From My Chair. And he's the one, the blue chair that you see on the YouTube and sometimes on Facebook when we share things. He came up with that too. He found that. He's like, babe, come here, look at this. I think this would be good. So honestly, Pastor came up with the idea to title it From My Chair.
And from that one idea came out 100 more.
I'm so excited.
So, number two, why did you start it?
Okay, why? April the 8th, 2020 was our first episode. When everything shut down during the pandemic, with the COVID pandemic, we were so worried and concerned about our church members, especially our senior saints and things, and we didn't want to leave them. We didn't want to leave them with no Bible, no Sunday school, no preaching. And so actually Pastor, he bought the camera very, very quickly. He knew we had to do something. We needed to do something. And so we kind of just within a couple of weeks after they said no, we're not meeting anymore. Can't go to church anymore, things like that. He kind of sprang into action and we put our heads together and we decided, you know what? Let's just do this. The ladies, my peeps, for my Sunday school class, they need Sunday school. They need a Sunday school lesson. And he started preaching and things and teaching the teen lessons and things. He started doing that. And just to minister to people during COVID. And he would post it. So basically it started for our church members and my ladies at the church, my sweet peeps, and for like a Sunday school. And because of COVID, and we wanted to minister and be able to get some preaching and teaching to our people, and that turned into something way bigger than I ever thought, never dreamed imaginable.
So, for number three, where did this whole peeps thing come from?
The peeps!
Sure, some of us are wondering about that.
Okay, all right, no worries. Well, in April, when Pastor started all this, he enjoys and he likes those peeps, or those marshmallow things. They're called peeps. And he did a little spot on YouTube at the very beginning of all this, and he had a YouTube thing in his pocket. You remember that? You videoed that too, didn't you? He had it in his pocket, and he said something like, you know, hi to all of my peeps or something like that. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I got to do that. That's amazing. That's amazing. And so from there, it just kind of spiraled into every week, you're my peeps. And so that's where it came from. Easter, those peeps, that's why I love Easter. Yes, I love the resurrection and the crucifixion, but I love going in the store, going in the Walmart, and seeing peeps. I don't particularly like them. My husband loves them. Pastor really likes them. And but that's where it came from. Him, Pastor. Again, he's the mastermind of all of this. I'm so grateful to him. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, I always love those. That first one I did with him, that was always fun.
Yeah.
That was the most challenging one I've ever done.
Yeah, because you had to zoom in his pocket for the peeps.
And then we did all of that and it started raining.
I know. Because you started it outside, didn't you? Yeah.
We did it outside and then it started raining. And then we went inside and did it there.
Yeah.
But the outside, it would have been, that was challenging.
Yes,
Good.
Absolutely.
So for number 4, walk us through the process of doing one of these lessons.
Oh my, okay. I'm not sure what you're wanting here, but I'm going to walk you through kind of the mental process and things like that. So basically, we video on a Tuesday. So I'm going to back it up a little bit. I take a break from it on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So on Saturday, I begin thinking about and praying about and studying for the topic for the week. And so study it a little bit on Saturday. I handwrite my notes on my iPad. If you see me, I can't memorize them. I don't memorize them. So you're going to say, if you were to ask me, hey, what's on episode 34? I'd be like, I have no clue. I'd have to look at my notes and check my notes. So I write everything out, handwritten, and word for word pretty much. And so I start that process on Saturday. And then Sunday afternoon after church, I'll work on it a little bit. And then Monday throughout the day, I'll when I'm not busy doing other things, I'll go back to it. And then Tuesday morning, I'll do some more, write some more. And then after lunch on Tuesdays is when my handsome cameraman springs into action. And we video on Tuesday afternoon, usually after lunch. And then Tuesday night, I give Pastor the SD card. He always wants a title. Now he wants a title. We started with no titles.
Right.
Those first episodes, several episodes, don't have a title on them. They just have an episode number. But now he's like, okay, babe, what's the title? And I'm like, oh my word, I forgot about the title. And you get so aggravated. You're like, Mom, you need a title before you do the lesson. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't work like that. Yeah. I don't work like that. I don't think like that. I come up with a title after and then give it to him. And sometimes I'm like, hang on a second, I got to think of a title. And but on Tuesday night, he uploads those, unless we're like going on vacation or something, right, or fixing to go out of town, and then we'll typically video Sunday after church, Sunday morning after church, or in the nighttime. We video all kinds of times, don't we? But what I like to do is a video on Tuesday and things like that. So that's kind of the process of how it goes, and then he premieres it, sets it to premiere on YouTube at 7:30 Eastern time on Wednesday morning. So that's we kind of set that up and have had fun with that.
Right. So the last one of this segment.
Okay.
Has there ever been an episode where you just didn't feel like recording?
Yes.
So
yes.
Why did you?
The ones that I didn't feel, there have been several where I didn't feel like recording. One of them I had vertigo. I was just getting over vertigo. That was so hard to keep my head still. And I look back and I'm like, oh my word, why in the world did I go ahead and do that? I was so sick. And some of them I just didn't feel well. So yes, there have been episodes where I wasn't feeling, I'm just not feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it. I was sad or something had happened, or I just wasn't feeling good. I guess the reason why, the core reason why, would be I feel like people needed things. They needed what I had prepared. They needed what the Holy Spirit had given me. I've got peeps 10,000 miles away that watch these and they rely on them. It's time. It's time to watch this. Oh my word, why isn't there one? Just a feeling of disappointment from my peeps that it wasn't there, that they couldn't listen to it. And I had the truth, I had the lesson already. So that's why, I guess, it's like you just do what you need to do because other people need something that God has given me. So I guess that's why.
Yeah.
Plus I love to do it. I enjoy it. I very much enjoy it.
So for the next segment, we're going to have a couple more, but the next one is going to be called Heart to Heart. And it's going to be a short segment, but it's only one. So we're going to take another break, and you're going to watch me drink my amazing water and look like a professional. Okay, we're back to Heart to Heart.
Okay, Heart to Heart.
So for my one question, were there any episodes that stuck out to you and why?
Wow, that's so hard. Oh my goodness. Yeah, there were some that stuck out to me, and I think we'll talk about some of them maybe a little bit later, hopefully. But I remember one of them in particular. And this one I do remember the title to. So a lot of them I don't remember the title to. It was Are You Ready? Are You Ready? I don't know if you remember that one or not.
You'd have to tell me where it was.
It was in the classroom. It was in the Learning Center in front of the map. In the Learning Center. Yeah. Are You Ready? That was so hard. It was basically the plan of salvation. And Satan fought so hard for days and days and days. Almost like a satanic attack for that one. It was just so, everything kept going wrong because, and I'm like, he's ticked. Satan is so mad that I'm going to share the gospel in such a passionate way. And I remember that one stuck out to me a lot. That one, Are You Ready? The Depression series, that was pretty deep for me. The ones that were right after the loss of my dad, and then the loss of my mother-in-law, those were very difficult. I remember those, and the planning and preparation of them, and the things that God did. I remember one in particular that sticks out in my mind. It was a Sunday. We were going on vacation, I think, the next day, and it was a Sunday, which meant that everything was here to video. I had to get it done on Sunday, and I had to upload it because we were going out of town on Monday morning. And I remember I had nothing. I had nothing. I had no lesson. God hadn't given me anything. There wasn't anything in particular that I was supposed to talk about. I wasn't in a topic or anything. And I was sitting there at my kitchen table. Everybody's taking their, Sunday afternoon nap. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh, I don't have a thing. I don't have anything to video today. And I have to do it today. I don't have a choice. And I just remember they're sitting there, just tears, just streaming. And I'm like, God, I don't have anything. And that doesn't typically happen. Now, sometimes he waits a little bit later than what I like to give me the lesson. But I had nothing. I had absolutely nothing. I was sitting in my chair and I looked out my window. You've seen it. I've got 3 windows, the bay windows. And I'm looking outside and it just starts pouring down rain. I mean, pouring down rain. And I just started writing. I had my iPad, had my Bible, and I just started writing about the rain. And I'm like, okay, that's it. Having the rain and then the umbrella, and I thought it was awful. I thought it was terrible. But I'm like, oh my word, I'm just now coming up with this, But I had such peace about it, and so I went outside, and that was difficult because it was raining. It was raining, and had to manipulate an umbrella and things like that. But I needed to do it. So that was memorable to me. I walk away and I'm like, I'm not so sure that was all that great. But, looking back at it, it's like that was the Holy Spirit. Just handing it to me just right at the last minute. But that's one of those that's very, very memorable to me, was the ones that called it It's Raining, and then Are You Ready? I loved that one too. Yeah, but those were memorable to me.
Yeah, those were good. I like the Plan of Salvation one.
Yeah, that was good.
So we're going to take another break. This one won't be as long, but you'll still get to hear the awesome music. So... So for this segment, it's going to be called Best/Worst.
Oh, okay. Best, worst. Okay.
Number 1, if we looked at the number of views on YouTube, give us the top 4 most viewed.
The most viewed just by the numbers, right? Okay. So at my last check, and I don't stare through them, but I preparing for this and things like that. My number 4, I'm going to go from down to up. Number 4 most viewed would be episode 44 with 109. Okay, and then episode 75. I think 44 was an interview.
I think so.
Yep. And then 75 was another interview with 140. And then episode number 1 with 226. And then it's funny because Dad got in on it. Dad got in on it. Episode 8. And I think he even videoed this one for some reason. He got in on this one and he texted a bunch of people. It was so much fun. Maybe, I think it was like a contest or something that he did on Facebook. But it had 550 views on episode 8. We're talking about reconciling with the pain of your thorn. And I was videoing over there in our little hallway there at the entryway. But 550. So by the numbers, 550 was what I got up to. Then 226, 140, and 109. Well, that's amazing. I'm so excited about that. But Dad had a whole lot, everything to do with the 550.
So for number 2, not by the numbers.
Okay, so no numbers. All right.
What is your best episode?
Oh my. That's a hard one. Okay, all right. So I love the ones where we videoed on vacation. I know, I almost didn't do them on vacation because it's studying. I had to study on vacation, and we had to video. But looking back on it, I'm like, I got to go out on the boat with my hunk of burning love, just us, and it was fun. I loved it, and they were simple, they were short. But I love those are some of my favorite ones. I think we did 2. We've done this for 2 summers. The ones on the boat. I love. Probably my favorite ones were the interviews. There's just something about the interview. Yes, it takes a ton of time, a ton of effort, a ton of planning and preparation because it doesn't just involve me. It involves somebody else. But my 2 missions one. If you haven't seen the ones, I think it's episode 44 and 45 with my dearest friend from Papua New Guinea, Sarah Glover. You need to watch those. Those are fantastic. All about missions. I took a whole month and we talked about missions and missionaries and supporting missions. I loved those episodes. And then I did 3 with my bestie, Joanna. 75, 76, and 77, talking about anxiety and depression, kind of giving us a different look, taking the healthy approach and some things we could do with our health, with the food that we eat and the things that we touch and clean with. I love those. Those were probably my favorites. The boat ones with Dad, and then the interviews with Sarah and Joanna. I love those episodes. Those are probably my favorite episodes.
Yeah, all those were really good and fun.
Yeah.
Especially the boat ones. They videoed with my GoPro.
Yes. Yeah.
So they got 4K.
Yeah.
So for number 3, by the numbers, top 4. What were the worst episodes?
So by the numbers.
By the numbers.
Okay, so top 4 worst. Strangely enough, I'll be straight with you. The last 3, so 97, 98, and 99. Yeah. So at my last look, they could have gone up since then. But when I looked last, 97 had 17, 98, 99 had 12. So those are the worst viewer episodes. And then episode 37 had 17. And it's because of Christmas. It was like 2 days before Christmas. And I've learned my lesson. I won't video through Christmas anymore because everybody's busy. Everybody's doing a bunch of stuff. So by the numbers, I would say those are my worst episodes by the numbers.
So for number 4, not by the numbers, what were your worst episodes?
Ooh.
Not by the numbers.
Not by the numbers. So basically just what I feel, right? Mm-hmm. Many of them, I'll just be straight with you because you're asking, I'm being straight. Many of them I'd walk away and say, that was horrible. That was horrible. I have a sweet friend, Jules, my sweet friend, one of my teenage peeps. She told me a long time ago, because I put this old boy through a lot, making him re-record, because I would go through a piece and it wouldn't be just perfect, so we'd have to do it all over again. And we'll tell you about some of those maybe next week or the week after. But she told me one day, we were talking, I think through Marco Polo or something, she just looked at me and she's like, Miss Tab, stop re-recording. Stop doing that. We want you real. We want it real. If you mess up, you mess up. It's okay. So I got to a point that I'm like, I need to listen to Jules and just stop making you work so hard, making me work so hard to redo these, because in the middle of it, I'd be like, okay, this is garbage. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, this is garbage. Let's do it again. or the dogs would bark and be like, oh, I can't stand this. Stop it. We got to do it again. And so when I say the worst episodes, I think a lot of it would be when I walk away, I'm like, that just didn't come out right. And again, I'm not going to tell you the numbers that I think, that I think were garbage or whatever, but I know when I didn't feel well or I was fighting, and like when I talk about depression a lot, teaching through those lessons, that was not easy. I thought a lot of those were the worst episodes, when really, people would tell me, oh, I love that, and I would look at them and say, really? You really thought that was a good episode? Because I thought it was garbage. Oh my word! I fought through the whole thing. I didn't feel good. I had the mental battle in it because of fighting depression and anxiety and grief and those things. But there have been few when I've walked away and I just shook my head and I'm like, no, that was horrible. But I didn't re-record. I didn't do it again. I didn't go back to it because it wouldn't have been real. It wouldn't have been me. It would have been a fabricated. And so, as far as numbers or maybe places, I don't know. I don't know that I could say, oh my word, I will never do that. I don't know. I mean, I don't have exact numbers for that. I just know my mental state in them, and some of those, especially during the depression and stuff, and even the grief, I would thought they were the worst episodes, but turns out, there were lots of, people would text me or put messages and comments. I'm like, how in the world did you get anything out of that? That type of thing. So I don't know if that answered your question, but that's kind of what I was thinking as you asked the question. So hope that was good enough.
Yes, it was. I really liked my favorite was the numbers, the sevens, the boxes. My favorite was the boxes.
Yes.
Those were my favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play some music again because you guys love the song. I know you do. And then we're going to have one more segment, and this was going to be special and fun. This was going to be fun. So we'll still be here. So. Okay, the last segment.
Okay.
We're going to have a contest.
Oh, a contest. Me versus you, okay? All right.
You have 20 seconds to name as many different places we videoed from my chair as you can.
Okay. Well, hang on. You're going to time us. You're going to time us?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, you're going to time us. So get that ready. I will say this while he's getting the timer ready. I don't know why, but it was very important to me for the first 52 episodes to video in a different space every week. We had to come up with some very interesting spaces. But I don't know why that was important to me, but it was very important to me. After 52, on episode 53, I told my cameraman, I told Caleb, you don't have to use your brain anymore to come up with the cool places to video. You don't have to do that anymore. I can use the same space over and over and over again. We did a ton of them downstairs. We're doing now a lot of them in Pastor's office. It's a beautiful office. I love it. It's quiet. It's cozy. But I wanted the first 52 episodes to be in a different chair, in a different space. Remember we did the four-wheel, the side-by-side. We did the side-by-side and the four-wheeler a couple times.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we had to come up with some crazy different places to do these. But it was very important to me to have the first 52 episodes to be in a different space every time. And on 53, I'm like, I don't care. I can't come up with another 52 spaces to video. And so yeah, that's been important to me. From my chair, I've had a very amazing cameraman to do this. All right, so I got 20 seconds, right?
Right. So when you hear this, time's up.
All right, here we go.
You got 20 seconds.
All right. Am I counting? We both can count then.
I got it.
All right, you're going to do that. Tell me when to go.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, downstairs in the big chair. Downstairs in front of the TV. That was a bunch of episodes. Downstairs in front of Gather Together. Downstairs on the red couch. Downstairs in the white chair. Downstairs sitting in the with the podium in front of the mirror.
Time.
Oh my word! Only 6.
Six.
Did I get 6?
Yeah.
Good grief. That was horrible. All right, give me that. 6. All right. All right. Are we ready?
So,
hang on. Wait a second. Wait a second.
do I have to do different ones?
No, you don't have to do different ones. Oh my word. You can go fast.
So.
Wait. Are you ready?
No, hold on.
Wait. You can't. You don't have time to think. All right. Ready? Set. Go.
Podium outside on the four-wheeler, in the back, the caboose, the park. In Dad's chair, in his office, in your chair, at your desk. Downstairs for the TV, in front of the podium, in front of the red couch. Outside in the back with the dogs.
That's it. How many did you come up with?
I didn't count.
I got 11.
I was too busy.
Trying to figure it out. I got 11. Okay, well, you are the winner of a $10 Amazon gift card. Thank you for playing our game today. Oh my word. It's just because he's so fast. I was doing all these crazy details and he's all, chair, four-wheeler. I didn't even say the four-wheeler, did I? Oh my word. Why did I do that? Goodness gracious. Yeah, you like smoked me on that one. Oh my word. But yes, he won. He won this week. But next week, I think we're going to play another game next week. I'm going to beat you next week. I need a $10 Amazon card, not just him. Thank you, Caleb, for taking your time to do this. Next week, it's his turn. It's his turn. He's going to be interviewed. You're going to be in the hot seat next week, so you do not want to miss out. Now, I have a special announcement to give us. Just a couple things I need to say while he goes and mans his post at the camera. Thank you so much for joining us today. But that's right, cool announcement. Very, very interesting. I know you're going to be excited about this. On June 8th, me and one of my dear friends, Becky, we're going to be flying across the country to Papua New Guinea. We're going to visit my dearest friend, Sarah Glover, in Papua New Guinea. And so June 8th, and then we'll be back on July 6th, 7th, something like that. And we've got our ticket. We're ready to go. And now I just got to pay my husband back, right? put it on the credit card. And but no, the Lord is blessing. He's blessing. He's answering our prayers. And He's making a way for us. So would you pray? Would you please pray about that? And that everything, we have some travel documents, some immunizations and things like that we both need to get. We got to finish getting our money together. I'll be straight. We got to finish getting our money together. The plane ride, things like that. But God is preparing the way. He's been doing this we've been working on this for about a year and a half. And we have such great peace about it. And but we covet your prayers. And again, we'll be flying out on June 8th. On June 8th. I will say this, we're going to be doing 2 more of these episodes here. From my chair, the celebration, the 100th episode edition. 2 more of these. If you have any questions, and this was Pastor's idea, it wasn't mine, it was Pastor's idea. He wanted to open it up for you. If you have questions for us, for me, or for Caleb, would you message them to me on Facebook? Leave me a message on Facebook. Or a YouTube comment down underneath this. You have a place for comments. You can leave us some questions if you want to. You can email me, Mrs. T. Edge at ChristopBaptistMinistries.org, or you can text me. Many of you have my cell phone number, and you can text me the questions. Do it, please, within the next couple of days, by the end of the week maybe, so that we can have time to plan and prepare for those. But ask us if you have some questions, if you want to know about something, let us know, and we'll sift through those, plan and prepare, and we'll give them to you probably on the 3rd week, the last episode of all of this. Thank you for helping us celebrate today. It was so much fun. This all began April 8th of 2020 because of a pandemic. I had no clue that we'd actually make it to 100 episodes. That very first episode, do what you can with what you have from where you are. And it has been that's been the catalyst to fuel all of these. And you're so faithful. You're so sweet to join us every week, and I appreciate it so much. And join us next week. We've got some more. It's going to be fun. Again, my handsome cameraman, he's going to be in the hot seat, and you won't want to miss it. Don't forget, Lydia at 11 with leukemia. Now go be amazing today.